Okay, I'm going to teach how to automate your first automation for deep mob learning in Nomifactory Community Edition. And what you're going to need is just going to need to be up to the MV. You don't need the 8x, but you just need any type of MV energy converter. And it would help to have a numismatic dynamo, but it's not needed. So I'm going to teach you how to do this, and it'll have fully automatic, and it'll go out to all of these, which will eventually have an Enderman in it, and which will create pearls, creating a fully automated system where you can get every single item that you need, right? And infinite power. Okay, so assume this dynamo is your power production system, whatever that may be. It's probably sugarcane and like vacuum chest, etc. Whatever. I wouldn't really try it before you have automatic low voltage power. So first, you're going to want to have the 8x energy converter. You're going to need the 8x. You cannot go with the 4x. It doesn't work in this. So 8x, you're going to do battery buffer, batteries. Right, so now you have the battery buffer down. That's all you're going to need the batteries for. You're going to want to lead it into 2 forge hammers. Where are they? There we go. So, then you want this one leading into this one with a cobblestone generator. These are all really easy stuff to get early game. Right, so it's going to create that. And then you're going to follow up with making a split here like that with another forge. Right, follow this over here. And then for these, you're always going to want to set the extract on always active for every single thing in this entire system. And put the output on auto output. Right. So it's going to come into here and create sand. And then you're going to want to create a reactor. Chemical reactor. Of that face that way. And what I'm doing with the hammer is I'm hitting this tiny part so it makes this X part, which is the output, go into the chemical reactor. So you're going to give all that there. Right. So now this is creating dust blocks, and you're going to want to create clay from this. So you're going to make an endeavor, I don't know, endeavor. But regardless, you're going to fill it up. And actually, surprisingly, it works when it's vertical. And then next, conduits. Right, you get the conduits. There you go. Ooh. Alright, so now it's making clay. Right? And then optionally later on, I'll show you how to make automatic aluminum with this system. But for right now, you're gonna make this split. Grab a arc furnace. Grab an arc furnace. This should start receiving sand, so now it's being split in between these two. Arc furnace. And out of this arc furnace, you're going to want to create another split. You'll see why in a moment. You're going to want a macerator. Again, on all of these, put on extract. So macerator into a centrifuge. Into a electrolyzer. And then you're gonna wrap it all back. Right. So this will make the oxygen and silicon that you need. So there's two ways to wrap it back. You could wrap it back down that way, like that, but I prefer to just wrap it over the top. Just looks nice, easy, clean. I don't really care about the looks. That on insert. Oh no, actually I was this wrong. Put this on extract. This one, the electrolyzer on extract, so that way it'll go back into the furnace. Right. So then you're gonna go back to this split 2 is what I called it, and you're gonna want to put a electrolyzer down here. Right, you put the electrolyzer down. Okay. So after you put this electrolyzer down, you're going to want to take a quick break to set up your medium voltage power, which again, I'm just going to use this, which a numismatic dynamo is probably what you're going to end up using anyway for this type of stuff. Oh, it automatically copied it. That's nice. Alrighty, so now that you have your medium voltage set up right here with the energy converter and the battery buffer, you're just going to put some batteries in there, have your power going. You're going to need some diamonds temporarily to create stuff. This is overkill. You don't need this many augments, but you do need the lapidary calibration, right? And then you're going to put a chemical reactor here, and you're going to put the output of this electrolyzer into this. So this will get power, and then this will get quartz from this electrolyzer. Don't accidentally delete all your stuff. Right, so now you're going to have quartz going into here. The other part that you need is the resident alloy. So for that, you're going to need a... Where is it? Alright, and then the second part that you need for the chemical reactor is the resident ender pearl stuff that you'll get from smelting down ender pearls. And then you're just going to place that nearby here, so that way I can get a bunch of ender pearls. I'm going to need a fluid conduit. Run the fluid conduit into this. That on insert. And then put that on extract always. This goes into here, right? So once everything is running good, we should be able to get automatic. And then for this, you can do your loot fabricator. You can set it up now, set it up however you want, but you just have to have it connected to this, inserting from your Enderman loot fabricator. Right, so right here's your Enderman loot fabricator. So that'll create ender pearls, which go into here, just then fed into here. And then the next part is really important to build it exactly like this, because you're going to want, due to vanilla mechanics and modded, you have to have the item conduit going in the top of the furnace for it to fill it up, and then coming out the bottom to get the output. Alright, so the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take the alloy smelter, place it next to here, get under, place this going in, just set it up, go, that. So that way you have this creates dust, it comes in here, and then you're going to want to bring the clay from here into this, into the alloy smelter. So this will create your pulsating clay. Right. So you go, you have this, right, and the next thing to do is just to wire it all up. So what I like to do is I just like to go under, so that's what I find the easiest. do whatever you want. Alright, so now that you've got everything wired up, everything's got power in it, you're going to want to place, you're just going to have to get some oxygen from somewhere else. But you're going to get oxygen, just get a bucket of oxygen, place it in here, and this should create the chain reaction that'll get this whole thing kicking off. So you don't need too much, you just need that, and the extractor, which I'm going to wire up to some cables right now, put this in here, and then item, right, there you go, you get this, that, and then eventually you'll put in an Enderman, and it'll create Enderman matter, which will go into here. The way that I would do it is I would place a filter on the insert of this, so that way only the pristine matter will go in and not the like otherworldly stuff that it would create. But after this, you're going to be able to line it up with as many that you want and just keep on going, because I think it's able to support quite a bit of simulation chambers. And like, I think on my world I hold 5 or 6, but then the final thing you're going to want to do, you can either just pipe it straight. Okay, and so if you're having any issues, make sure you're checking all of your wires, item conduits, and stuff. But now that you have this thing fully automatic and going, it will end up having some clay in here eventually. Alright, there's the clay building up. And this goes here. Right, and then the way that I did fuel is I just built up one snad with the automatic breaker and another vacuum chest, but you can do however you want. If you want to just constantly feed it with coal or lava, lava's another good option. For now, I'm just going to use lava. Lava will create some. Right, and then make sure you got room in there. Okay, and so now that you have it creating polymer clay here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to wrap it all the way just into the top part of your simulation chambers. It has to go on the top because the bottom is the other part. But there you go. You have that. Insert all of these on brown. Right, and then as soon as it makes some, it will go into here, and you should see it increase in just a moment. There you go, it takes it, and now it's at 16, was at 12 before. And then you can do this, give power to all these simulation chambers. And you can go through with item conduits and such, fill this in with whatever, and then put some storage here. If you want to, you could use a storage controller. What are they called? There's controller. Yep, and if you'd like to, you could use a drawer controller with a bunch of drawers next to it. Any drawers connected to this chain will all be able to be used as storage, and if you have an ME system, you can attach the ME bus to it, and it can be accessed in your ME system, and this is really good and will be used for a bunch of items like iron, tin, gold, aluminum, almost everything. Alrighty, and now the part on how to make infinite aluminum with this. So what you're going to want to do is take a macerator, right, and this macerator is going to lead into a electrolyzer. Bang, turn this on, and this will create a whole bunch of water, which is not exactly what you want. So the other thing you're going to do is do this. You take a fluid conduit on top of a fluid trash can, go here, set the auto fluid output on, and that way all the water will instantly be drained out, and you just are left with this stuff, which I then go and put in a small storage crate here. Right, and then you can pipe this into your electric blast furnace, and it will automatically create aluminum. Yeah, so for an example, here I have mine, where it's coming here. Everything else is just being left in here. This electrolyzer is running, it runs into here. This blue, I put in an item filter for just aluminum dust, so this is all the way taken over and placed into the electric blast furnace, where it runs and gives me infinite aluminum. And that's how you set up infinite basic materials and deep mob learning for Nomifactory Community Edition.